Sana. This is the Pan African Show. My name is Joby. To all the first time listeners on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, Karibuni Sana. Today we're a little bit late, but better late than never. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope your week is fantastic, and hope you're ready for today's conversation, where we shall be focusing on what is happening in DRC Congo. Of course, the breaking news that, of course, took place yesterday. I'm so excited about this because if you have is calling for DRC Congo, and this makes me super excited because I've been questioning when will you see the people actually standing up? When will you see the rest of the African countries supporting this? When will we see actually something happen in DRC Congo? And I'm super happy. The way that actually started, it just sends a message that we know who has been messing up our countries. It's Rwanda, we have Uganda, we have Kenya, we have U.S. Because remember, I'll be showing a couple of videos where we had, of course, a certain meeting that was held, and we had, of course, the Kenyan president, the Ugandan president, we had the Rwandan president. Actually, he didn't attend, and he instead went to, a certain meeting or interview. So I'll be sharing literally all the articles, the videos that I have right here, and we shall be discussing, of course, what is happening currently in DRC Congo. It's actually amazing news according to me. I don't know about you, if you're ready for this spirit of revolution. Bakaribuni sana once again. This is the Pan African Bully Show, and of course, I'd love to urge everyone who's here for the first time to subscribe to our amazing platform. And it will be better, amazing, if you actually download our app, which is very easy for you to find on the Google Play Store. Comes with amazing products, amazing services. Imagine you can be able to listen to us on the radio. If you're not able to stream live right here on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, you can just plug in your earphones so long as you're connected to the internet, and you'll be listening to us wherever you are. We have programs 24/7 and of course music as well, back to back. So karibuni sana. I'll be letting you guys know the amazing supplements we have, the health benefits they come with. I'll be sharing a little bit of the brain focus, beetroot, and of course other more amazing supplements that you talking about beanies, hats, hoodies, whichever color you like and whatever size you actually would prefer. This is Collateral Damage, still by the one and only Burna Boy. This is one album that actually ate when you talk about spirituality and Africa. Yes, and of course, Karibuni Sana. That is Collateral Damage, Burna Boy with that. An amazing album. Like I said, personally to me, it's eight because the two songs I just played, they speak about spirituality. Our African people are so much indulged into literally, the indoctrination of religion, but we're really very highly spirited people, or spiritual people, literally. And of course, the Collateral Damage speaks about where the governors, we've seen that in Nigeria, we've seen the police officers, they slap you, and that is supposed to be okay. When the government actually stepping on your feet, when they're eating your money, we're supposed to be actually keeping that as a norm. And he speaks about how we fear everything, but the fear is coming to an end. And my quote of today is a revolutionary quote, and it says, being brave doesn't mean you aren't scared. Being brave means you are scared, really scared, badly scared, and you do the right thing anyway. That is basically what my quote of today says. And I feel like that is the spirit right now DRC Congo is basically moving with. I'm super excited. You can tell it even in my voice, man. I'm so excited about today's conversation because I've been talking about this. Every time I talk about DRC Congo personally, I feel my heart completely shattered because it's so sad to see children. If you look at the videos that the mainstream media doesn't show you, I bump into so many videos sometimes on TikTok, on Instagram, of children, lifeless bodies, women, raped women and children by the so-called UN peacekeepers. And this is because of the resources. And it is crazy that this has been going on for years in the name of UN peacekeepers who are supposed to be protecting the people, trying to bring back peace, but we don't see none of this happening. So I'm just super excited to see that finally the people themselves have taken matters into their own hands, are calling the elites and the people behind this, the puppets behind this, Rwanda, Kagame being one of them, and it's crazy behind after all this still happening. Kagame wants to still act like a very innocent man, I love the play of this man. It's always super amazing. It's the circus for me. It's the way he plays the innocent role. It's like nothing is wrong with him. He has done nothing to the DRC Congo. He's barely not involved. Even he doesn't know if the M23 rebels are there. He just It's the way he acts like he's super, super innocent. So I'm gonna start, of course, with the videos of what took place yesterday. How the Congolese people, the DRC Congo people, have been able to storm, that is the U.S. embassy. We're talking about the Kenyan embassy, and I'd say I love the fact they attacked even the Kenyan embassy, and I'm certain most of the Kenyans are asking themselves why, But if you follow back again, like I said, there was a summit that was being held, I think, in 2023, 2022, 2023. And this summit, I think 2023. And Ruto was questioned about his thoughts about DRC Congo and the involvement, how Kenya should actually help, the Congolese people in attaining peace. And he said, whatever the US supports, we support. That is what Ruto's answer was. This is when it came to DRC Congo peacekeeping mission, which actually, of course, involved the UN peacekeepers. People are not doing anything there, but Kenya being involved. The question that was questioned to our president was, what are your thoughts, Mr. President, about Kenya being involved in this? You're supposed to be helping your brothers and sisters. Why are you sending troops to Haiti while you're supposed to be helping the neighboring country? Whatever the US supports, we support. That is what Ruto said. But I'm so excited. This is some super exciting news for me, and I can't wait to see the rest of the African countries, us heading towards this direction, because for so long we've been termed and taken advantage of because of the fear we have, the fear that they have been imposed on us, how we should be scared of the guns, how we should be scared of the government. But I'm glad that people are ready for revolutions, and it's going way beyond the gun right now. Yeah, you're scared, but you're doing the right thing anyway. So let me share this very quickly of what happened yesterday, and of course, what is currently.
Gunfire in Goma today. The UN says bodies are lying in the streets of the city, the capital of eastern Congo. Hundreds have been injured, hospitals are overwhelmed, reports of rapes committed by combatants. Rebels from the M23 militia began fighting for control of Goma after a lightning advance against the army. Now people huddle indoors facing cuts in power, water, internet, food shortages. It's a major escalation after years of conflict in this region.
And mind you, they're keeping the supply of food to them, because there was it's, what do I say? There was a store or somewhere where they had stored food that is supposed to be helping these people who are actually facing all this, displacement, those who do not have places to stay, who need water. All this that has been provided is barely even being accessed. So I'm glad to see that yesterday, whatever took place, as they were storming the U.S. embassy, Kenyan embassy, Uganda embassy, Rwanda embassy, they still managed to go to where the store has been hidden from them, and they took everything. So I'm just so excited about this. You have no idea.
Some of the heaviest fighting at the airport. Reports now that M23
Grand rising to you too, Jiba Jabba. Hope you're doing amazing today. I'm feeling better. I can't complain. Super excited about today's topic. We're talking about DRC Congo, which we saw yesterday. The DRC Congo people decided to take matters into their own hands. And of course, this comes after years of having the UN peacekeepers who have been there, not doing anything but raping women. We've seen the M23 rebel, of course, through the help and the funding of the US. They've been able to take control of so many regions in DRC Congo. And I'm so happy to see that finally, because every time personally I talk about these topics, I always question, who's gonna rescue DRC Congo? That's always my question. Who's going to rescue this country? But I'm so happy to see that the people themselves of the country, they have actually gone to the target of the countries that are being funded to help them continue feeding their balloon stomach as the DRC Congo are being displaced and killed. Because I'm talking about the raw images that we don't see on the mainstream media, family. It's so crazy. Personally, I've bumped into crazy videos of women raped with bullets, children, lifeless bodies of people from the DRC Congo. And this is all because of our own resources. My shit. I'm so happy to see this happening. I can't wait to see the masses waking up and rising more and more. With this, we need actually the help of us, the Alliance Sahel state. I don't know how, but Ibrahim should come and take over DRC Congo right now because the people themselves already want revolution. The cry of the people is too much. It's too much. The rest of the world is just talking about Ukraine, Palestine, Gaza, Hamas. We're not saying we're supporting the genocide of these people. We're not supporting the war, but one is talking about DRC Congo at all. Where the rest of the world has to be kept in light because of people dying. I'm so excited about this.
23 has gained control. 3 South African peacekeepers were killed here. In total, 17 from 3 different countries have died.
We've seen the same UN trucks. They're never even here to protect the people or anything. We've seen, of course, that was that was Niger last year. We saw them last year, but one. They were caught with gold in a UN truck. What is a UN truck doing with our? Why are you carrying resources? You came here empty-handed. So now why are you living rich all of a sudden? I thought you were here to protect and you're supposed to go back with your weapon and your machineries, not gold. Go tell your master to pay you the fake dollars. Why are you living with my shit? Man,
Goma's been a hub for...
Look at this. Man, this is the daily life of DRC Congo every single day. You know, as much as I'm saying, as much as we don't see the wars happening in every African country, this is something I keep on saying every single day. As much as we don't see the war going on in every African country, the fact that the mainstream media doesn't show what is happening in every region of every African country doesn't mean that every African country is not going under any war. What I shared about Kenya yesterday, we saw majority of the people probably even don't know this is happening in their own country. Like we saw, most of the people, those who are actually facing or have been affected by the carbon emission, their lands being stolen, don't even have a goddamn clue. This thing has been running for 12, 13, 16 years. You know? Like, so sometimes I always say we are blessed to be in a country that is not full of war like this. But it doesn't mean that there isn't war, because what I shared yesterday, that is part of war. You know, it might not be this bad, bombing, what, but it's there because you have people are being threatened, who are being killed if you do the opposite. But this is so devastating.
For the region's victims, hundreds of thousands displaced by endless war. Now they're on the move again.
Imagine.
Anyone who's able to flee is escaping the city. Hundreds are crossing the border into neighboring Rwanda, desperately seeking safety. But there's anger against Rwanda in the Congolese capital, Kinshasa. Protesters accuse it of backing M23. They set the Rwandan embassy on fire, also targeting others seen as failing to stop the fighting. Rwanda denies it's directly involved, despite UN evidence that it is. On the ground, the burden of fear compounds the misery of lives already scarred by relentless loss and grinding insecurity. It's the worst escalation of this conflict in more than a decade. There are fears it will trigger a wider regional war. Barbara Platt-Usher, BBC News, Nairobi.
And that is what is happening. And on the next video, I want to share with you.
On the move again. People who've been
it's almost similar, the same, but this is explaining way further where we have people, of course, talking. You know, let me just share.
Displaced time after time by fighting, fled as M23 approached Goma.
I am tired of fleeing.
And
the number of times.
The funny thing is, I remember this lady. This is the funny thing, right? I remember this lady because there's a video I shared of her still sometime, I think a year or 2 years back. She's one of the people I think maybe BBC has been able to, I don't know, interview every single time, but I recognize her from a certain video I shared. She's saying that they were in the northern Kivu, and of course we know that the M23 rebel completely took complete control of the northern Kivu. They came all the way to Goma. this is the citizens or the people of DRC Congo to seek rescue and help. But still, the M23 rebel has been able to occupy or take control of Goma. Now they have to leave and they have no idea of where they are going. Now, this is of course going to force people to be full of rage, because it's like, number one, you're locked in your own country, and despite you being locked in your own country, you can't go anywhere. You're not eating. You can't drink water. You're not safe. Going to other African countries is also a problem because of how these borders have been set up, the system how it has been set up. It is crazy. So this is why this is exciting to see that the DRC Congo are actually getting enough of this. I see Jiba Jaba says, thanks for keeping us updated on the Congo. Of course, part of my work, and I love, of course, seeing this. And I also see you saying that both Trump will broker a peace. Yeah, right. I didn't get that correctly, but I don't know. I want to hear Trump talk about this. I was talking about the U.S. affairs with Africa on Monday, and we saw I think it was, I don't know, one of the Congress or someone, I can't remember clearly what the article was talking about, but I think one of the Congress or someone who was talking about the war in Sudan, how crazy it is, how it needs to be dealt with, but no one talks about DRC Congo. In that article, nowhere did I see Congo, DRC being involved. And we've seen, of course, yesterday, that is Trump freezing all the foreign aid, okay? And which is going to make a very, should I say, negative effect on Africa. I had a video which I was watching, which was talking about the infrastructures, But if you look at the aid we've been receiving, still it doesn't help. It funds this kind of things we've seen in DRC Congo. So number one, I'm so happy to see him actually do that. I was kind of excited to see him, put a pause on all the foreign aid. But we've seen the federal, the federal something came and said, hell no. I think the federal judge, something like that, has come out and said no. Let me just confirm that in a few and then keep you guys updated.
Fled is enough, and I have nowhere else to go. We abandoned our villages to come to Goma, and even here, people started to flee. Where are we going to take refuge now?
Scenes of chaos, a mass jailbreak as prisoners capitalized on confusion. The situation on the ground is unclear, with competing claims of who's in control. M23 was welcomed in some parts of Goma, but feelings are mixed.
It's crazy to hear that actually we have, can you imagine we have some people who are still, it's crazy with all this waking up to war, you're welcoming your enemies in your country. I mean, Africans, we need to wake up. That is also something that caught my attention when I was listening. I'm like, hold on. What do you mean welcome? You're welcoming the people who are there funded to kill you, displace you. The UN trucks actually are doing nothing. The people doing the job to cleanse you Africans is your fellow Africans who have been paid. And you're there welcoming them? It's crazy, man. Sometimes when I say revolution is not really for everyone, and we have to be careful with the masses we work with, it's very important because there are people who really move with the wave. These are really dangerous groups of people right here, like Kid says. These are dangerous groups of people who are welcoming the M23 rebel in their country. If you find them amongst the group of people who are literally fighting for revolution, they don't even understand what they're doing, or they're dangerous. They could even be paid to kill the masses, those who are fighting for revolution. Like what we saw in Kenya. We had some people who are being paid. We had police officers with civilian uniform killing people. Crazy.
Elsewhere, there is fear. Near the airport, sounds of gunfire and clashes. This is only the latest chapter in 3 years of fighting in eastern Congo. The M23 insists it's protecting a persecuted Tutsi minority. But despite UN support for the Congolese army, it took rebels just days to advance to Goma, killing 13 peacekeepers along the way. Among those now fleeing into neighboring Rwanda.
And just to understand, could it be Kagame is trying to take control of Rwanda? Just a question, because this is what it seems like. Now to the point, I mean, we know the UN peacekeepers are not there to keep any peace. Like I said, we've read articles of the UN peacekeepers, especially in Haiti. Whatever they did, it was very crazy. And whatever they're doing still in DR Congo, again, it's crazy. They are raping women, they are raping children, they're spreading out diseases. But now we're talking about 12 of them killed by the M23 rebel. If I talk about or trying to understand the cooperation or collaboration between the M23 rebels, the UN peacekeepers, Rwanda, and US, that is wrong. You're not supposed to kill people who are there to protect the region that we're trying to take control of the mineral resources. Because mind you, we are collaborating, cooperating. So could it be right now that Kagame this system for so long that right now he sees Felix Tshisekedi is so weak to the point he wants to take control of DR Congo? Because this is becoming very interesting. The US is funding this, so the US should have a problem with the UN peacekeepers being killed, because their mission there is to protect the resources and ensure they're getting to where they're supposed to get, not to protect the people. But now Rwanda seems to be going out of line and it's being checked. Rwanda is being checked. Russia has sent a warning. UN itself has sent a warning. So let's continue. It's getting...
Rwanda, Congolese soldiers, despite army claims to still control parts of Goma. Rwanda supports the M23 cause.
Well, according to someone like Keith, he says Kagame is not even a Rwandese. So personally, I can't even say. Let me look at Google. But Keith says he's neither a Rwandan, neither a Hutu. I don't know. I can't tell. He's African. He's an African puppet. That's all I can say.
But for these soldiers, it's become a refuge. They handed over their weapons and waited to hear their fate. We're tired, he says. We didn't get any help. That's why we've run into Rwanda. We've been very well received here. But tough words for Kigali at the UN. The Congolese ambassador accused Rwanda of invading the country to support M23.
The signs are clear. Rwanda is preparing to orchestrate open-air carnage with a brutality reminiscent of the darkest hours of our history. It is imperative that the fighting stop immediately.
Rwanda denies direct involvement, despite evidence in a UN report.
Rwanda regrets the deteriorating security situation in the eastern region of the Democratic Republic of Congo. The current crisis could have been averted had the DRC government demonstrated a genuine commitment to peace.
Kigali says it's concerned about...
What genuine commitment? How do you mean I should demonstrate genuine commitment to peace? Every time we try and talk about peace, you're never even there. So let me just pull down this video here and share of I think these are the ambassadors of each country. I'm not really sure which role they play, but I was watching this early in the morning today and I was just paying attention to the important words. I love saying important words because these are also other paid coons, representatives of their own country, but don't do anything to save the people. Nothing. Like Felix Tshisekedi. What has Felix Tshisekedi done for DRC Congo, trying to save the Congolese people? Nothing. Just attending these summits, eating monthly salaries, and leave alone that, even eating more of the people's strength and energy. Because this man has lights and everything in his house, while majority of the Congolese people are sitting in the dark. So these are just, as much as I'm sharing this, don't get it twisted, these are just all paid representatives to act like they really care about DRC, but in real sense, we know they don't care. It's all about the money. It's all about to show the rest of the world, hey, the rest of the world is watching. We're concerned about Ukraine and Gaza, so we gotta talk about DRC Congo. Yeah, but it's nothing. There's nothing they're doing.
Mr. President, thank you for the floor. Members of the Council, first of all, I would like to note that for the first time in our meetings, Rwanda did extend condolences for the fallen peacekeepers. However, I would like to rectify something.
You see the way they start. Rwanda wants to sell condolences to the fallen peacekeepers who have not been doing anything about it. Why won't you call a spade a spade?
Peacekeepers did not die in a process.
Uh,
The peacekeepers were killed.
as it-
Second of all, SADC forces deployment through SAMI DRC were not deployed unilaterally by the DRC, but rather with a mandate from the AU, an organization Rwanda is a part of, even if its behavior in the DRC clearly flaunts its principles.
the AU, which has never been doing anything. I downloaded DeepSeek, and shout out to this app. It's really super fast. It's really super fast. I don't know if I can compare it to the Chat GTP, but I love the way it breaks down everything, like takes you step by step and all that. Let me see if I can see what I asked. I asked DeepSeek earlier today, is Rwanda part of funding the war in DRC Congo? And I just want to read the article very quickly as we continue. And I think I saw something like the AU involved right here. I'm not sure. African Union, which we said must be dissolved. We need to sign a petition of this. I don't know. We need to call out and dissolve the AU. It doesn't represent any African country. None. Doesn't serve any African country. There's no union right here. This is division happening in DRC Congo. People are being divided. So how is that part of unity? None. But so these are the results found by DeepSeek. I had to download the app. I just sent him. So it tells me, let me read this. Based on the provided search results, it tells me it needs to determine which source says about Rwanda involvement. And starting with the first article, which says the New York Times article clearly states that the M23 rebels are backed by Rwanda, with the UN experts citing up 4,000 Rwandan troops in eastern Congo. That's a strong claim. And the DW also mentioned UN experts and human rights organizations confirming Rwanda's support, including logistics and weapons. Let's not act like actually the UN is not involved, okay? It is very involved. The mention of the mineral exploitation is there too. It adds more details that the UN report about 4,000 Rwandan soldiers, DRC cutting diplomatic ties, and the U.S. and other accusing Rwanda. Also, there's a note about 2012 incident, which international pressure worked, but now the response is muted. And the Times leave South Africa repeats similar points about UN evidence and mineral control, especially. Let me see if I can find that way. I think I saw, unless I saw my own things. Even it's not really giving of course the truth. It still won't generate the whole truth. But basically what I'm gonna say is that the UN, the EU, the AU, the US, Kenya, Uganda, and the rest of the African countries that are actually part of the African Union are very involved in the displacement, the wars that are happening in Africa, including Sudan, DRC Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Djibouti, everywhere. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's happening. Remember that.
Third, the M23 excluded itself from the Nairobi process by renewing attacks against the FARDC. The government of the DRC has nonetheless expressed its willingness to re-include the M23 in the Nairobi process. We reject Rwanda's obsession and attempts to elevate the M23 to the level of an interlocutor deemed fit to sit at the same table as a legitimate government. 30 years down the line, we have never stooped to the level of expecting and demanding from Rwanda to talk to its brothers and sisters, the FDLR, who are still in our country. We have not stooped to that level. Fourth, on regime change, we will remind the Rwandan delegation that the M23 and the AFC has repeatedly expressed its intent to march in Kinshasa. The very M23 Rwanda forces are backing right now.
Who's backing Rwanda? Let's talk about that. Who's backing Rwanda? Because when Kagame is asked about some question like that, who's backing Rwanda? Because you can't say Rwanda is backing up itself. Where is Rwanda getting the funds? No one is going to talk about that. As much as we're accusing Rwanda, can we start by asking Rwanda, a country in Africa just like the rest who need help, who's backing them? Oh, it's the US, the UN, the AU, and the rest. So that's why nobody's going to call them out, because they all get their salary from the same people. From the same people. But I'm so happy to see the DRC Congo people take actions. It makes me so happy. Revolution might not be this far as we thought. Revolution probably might not be that far as we think, literally. Could be maybe even 5 years around the corner. I'll be so excited to see things literally change for the better. But before I share this video, let me go through the comments a little bit again. I see Jipa still with us, says, yes, this is encouraging if it is organic and not created by outside subversive elements. I don't think this is actually genuine, because right now I feel like the DRC Congo people are really getting tired. It's especially those with their families, waking up, you're seeing your brothers and sisters, your children. Every single day is you trying to literally trying to live. Not even live alone, even survive, trying to live. You're trying to save yourself. You're not even worried about literally what you're gonna eat. You're worried about where can I sleep. It's a different kind of, that should make you, it's crazy. That should make you full of rage. And then it keeps on happening every single time. Every time there's peace talks, it's just between the officials, but the people on the ground are still suffering. Oh, we've had a peace talk, we now want to create a certain road initiatives so that we can create another new railway road. That is the bullshit Felix Kedi did, and I was sharing that video, and I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, so what we're going to agree is that we're going to add more infrastructures like railways, and they're going to pass through Rwanda to Angola. What? Excuse me? How is that bringing peace back in the country? That is just stealing resources. Are the people trying to settle? Are the children trying to go back to school? When will businesses resume? When will life go back to normal? Oh, that's not a discussion. None of these officials are trying to have. None. Listen to this coon. Kagame is just one hell of a puppet. I admire the courage of this man. If only it was used in the right way. Only if it was used in the right way. But I admire the courage. It's how he just sits. It's the buzz for me. The confidence. I think this is the most confident African puppet we have. The most confident. And I mean in terms of how he presents himself. Okay? And I think second could be Nana Akufo-Addo because of his English. Only. The rest can't even critically think.
Hello and welcome to Tête-à-Tête France 24's flagship interview show. Our guest today is the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame. Mr. President, thank you very much for being our guest.
You're welcome.
In a recent interview, the president, Felix Tshisekedi, said, quote, "What's happening in Eastern DRC is a genocide."
And it's crazy because this man, and this is what I'm saying, he's a very good puppet. This is the same man, you'll see him, accusing the mainstream media of coming here, collecting data, destroying the image of Africa. He even goes crazy. If you've seen those videos of him trying to, kind of like be rude to the journalists. Oh, you're here not to do the right thing, but to investigate the problems of Africa. But you're sitting with the same people because they pay you.
Times worse than the one in Rwanda in 1994. And he points the figure at you and say you deserve much more than the International Criminal Court. What is your response?
Well, it's you can't be responding to everything and everybody says, whether it is an exaggeration or fabrication or people running away from their own problems and blaming others, which this case seems to be. So
using the word genocide is...
So we're running away from a problem which you are funded to come cause problems in my country. It's like he's trying to make it, he's trying to call it an Hegelian dialectic in this situation, if I understood that statement correctly. I think I've shared this video before, yeah. I'm not going to share all of it, but I'm trying to understand. And of course, with the previous videos we've watched, the people of DRC Congo are mad and attacked the first embassy, is Rwandan embassy, the U.S. embassy, Kenyan embassy, because of what Ruto said, of course. And then we have the Ugandan embassy. The people of DRC Congo, the mainstream media, the UN, everyone has been calling you out. Same people, even the same people who pay you, you know, they say it's you. So why are you trying to make this sound like a Hegelian dialect? I'm the one causing problems. Now I'm running away from my okay, causing problems. There's a reaction, and now I'm not bringing even solution right here. This is not even an Hegelian dialectic. What is it? How do I call it? What is it trying to say? Because there's no solution. I can't even provide a solution here. There is the solution. The solution is lacking.
It's not by accident.
Crazy.
Well, I wouldn't come to that and just leave behind defining the problem, what actually is taking place. Eastern Congo problems should be understood even by the person who leads that country. He does seem to have a selective memory of what to call what is happening there.
He just called Felix Kedi stupid. I think that's just what he did over there. He just called Felix Kedi stupid. And I'd add salt to the injury because, I mean, yeah, you know, it's crazy because right now basically what I see happening in DRC right now is Rwanda has been in this game for so long, understands the game very well, as every advanced weapon, probably, if I could say, funded by the US, and is finally taking control of DRC Congo. Because, mind you, we have it historically. He's tried to do this before. Rwanda's tried to take over DRC back then. So what if this is one of the ways they're trying to make history repeat itself, but now completely making it happen? I don't know what are your thoughts regarding this, but I feel like that is basically what is happening right here. But at the same time, on this end, as we see Rwanda scramble for DRC, I'm happy to see DRC fighting for its country. It would be very funny to see an African country scramble for another African country. That would be just the craziest thing in history. I don't know if it has ever happened. I don't think I'm still learning more history of the previous events, but this would be very, very crazy. Very crazy. But I also see Jiba Jaba says, let me see what you're saying right here. You're saying that yep, all foreign taxes of all foreign aid expect Israel and Egypt. Of course, Egypt. How do you expect Egypt to be sanctioned? I mean, not to be sanctioned, but to not get your taxes, Jiba Jaba. You know, free medical help because of your taxes and all that. It is crazy. But I see that was, I think, Ali. I'm trying to get that is I think it was let me see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to see there's some news I got earlier today. No, I can't find it. I think it is the federal judge that actually denied the freezing of aids. I think it was the federal judge. I'll find that and we'll be discussing or extend the conversation tonight. But I also see you're saying that, oh no, the Tutsi and Hutu crap again, of course. And I also see you're saying the wicked foreign puppet exploiting tribal bullshit for over 30 years to steal a country's wealth. I feel like right now this is now a takeover of DRC. I feel like that is basically what Kagame is trying to do. Because make it make sense how the M23 rebel have been able to take over all those regions. It's just not making sense to me. And with now to the point where they're killing the UN peacekeepers. I believe that should be a problem with the agreement head. So it could be basically what I'm thinking. And I also see you saying, I remember when it was Zaire exactly. And I also see you saying that the CIA trained him in media skills. That's why he knows how to present himself. He knows literally how to carry himself. I like majority of these puppet leaders. He knows how to act. I also see you saying that first step, ban all tribal and religions affiliations. Exactly. We need to do that. But I feel like right now with the problems Africans are having, the religion is also becoming less of a, I'd say, of course, we still have majority in it, but I feel like right now people are getting rid of the religion. Where it's gonna, of course, take time, and still people will have to catch up, is getting rid of the tribalism. This will have to end if only we understand the division that is being created when it comes to it, the agenda, you know, and what it promotes, especially during and coming towards election. That is basically what personally I'd literally say. But I'm so happy and proud of DRC Congo and everything they're doing. But let me share this as we get to continue.
About the threat of Hutu rebels based in eastern Congo. Others say it wants access to the region's mineral wealth.
It is my belief.
Kenya's president has called an emergency regional summit amid fears of a wider war.
We do not see, from where I sit, a possibility of a military solution to the challenges that faced Eastern DRC. Engagement, dialogue, consultations is the only viable way out of the situation in DRC.
Remember, this is what Ruto said. So this is why we had the DRC Congo people attack the Kenyan embassy in DRC yesterday. Ruto spoke very rude. He said, whatever the U.S. supports, we support. So you mean you're supporting genocide? You're supporting the funding of genocide of people in DRC Congo? It's crazy.
Eastern DRC. Engagement, dialogue, consultations.
There's no dialogues.
Is the only viable way out of the situation in DRC.
Amongst those fleeing Goma were UN staff and their
That is not even what he said. He added more.
families. Other humanitarian workers have also left, or they've paused their operations with no security or supplies to feed the hundreds of thousands of displaced. The flow of people into Rwanda accelerated as the day wore on, with reports coming through of deadly escalation, clashes over the border. The situation remains tense and volatile. Barbara Platt-Usher, BBC News, Nairobi.
Let's now cross over to Kinshasa, where our correspondent, Emery Makumeno, is on standby with the latest details. Emery, thanks for joining us. Maybe start by giving us the latest in terms of the security.
Yeah, shout out to those, I didn't know that guy made it to BBC. God damn it. He was one of our Kenyan reporters. I didn't know he made it to BBC. He was one of our Kenyan reporters. It's how it's crazy how they buy these people out. God damn. Okay. Didn't see that coming. But I'm so happy to see this actually happen as it gets closer to winding up. I'm so amazed by the spirit that actually finally that is awakening up in DRC Congo. Of course, we're gonna be keeping you guys updated towards the end of the day of what is happening, what is taking place in Kinshasa itself, what is happening in Goma, how the M23 rebel have been, either they have been able to completely, displace the people, or if the UN peacekeepers have taken control, what is really, really happening. So we're looking forward to see, I'm looking forward to see DRC Congo finally free. I'm looking forward to see, I don't know how the Alliance Sahel can actually operate in that region, but I'm really hoping so. But we also had the Russian ambassador who sent a warning to Rwanda. I don't know if I can't find that video right now. It's one of the videos I was also watching earlier. But we had the Russian ambassador sending also a warning to Rwanda, telling them if they don't calm the situation down, Russia might end up invading. And I don't know if it was, we saw some Russia. Let me see. Let me confirm this very quickly. Did Russian machineries arrive in DRC? I think they did last year, but man. Oh, I'm wrong. Maybe I'm confusing with Niger and the other. Yeah, so I can see the article. Let me read the article of Russia warning Rwanda. Russia delivers armed vehicles to Mali. Okay, so yeah, I think there was a discussion of either Russia should partner with the DRC. That was, I can remember something like that. Russia was supposed to partner or, figure out how they can actually get into DRC. Russia expands reach in Africa with Congo fuel pipeline. Okay, you know about that too. But yeah. So today we had Russia strongly condemning the actions of the M23 armed group in DRC Congo, and they're saying that the United Nations, that's the UN, Russia expresses its result is resolute condemnation of actions by M23 rebel in DRC Congo, demanding the immediate cessation of hostilities and withdrawal of militants from the seized territories. That is the Russia permanent representative of the UN. Okay, so I don't know if that is supposed to be a threat without any actions, but personally, I'm here for the revolution. I see Juba is asking if Benihin and Joyce Meyer can sell out the stadiums in Africa like they used to. I'm not really sure about that. Maybe they can. I'm not saying we don't have religious nuts still. We do. We still have them in plenty, but I'd say right now the awakening is really, really there. People are getting tired. I knew people are getting tired of churches when I went back home, and I asked my folks like, "Hey, do you go to church?" And they told me we're tired of churches. That's what they told me. They told me like we're so tired of churches. We don't go to church anymore. So I kind of believe low key it's slowly fading away. It's not going to happen, of course, as we expect maybe once, but it's happening. And I also see Jiba says, better watch out. BBC is going to make you an offer to sell out Ugali for life. No, 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 no. I'm good. I'm very okay. I'm very, very okay. I think I'm so used to this free speech for me to just go somewhere where I'm going to be told, hey, you need to read the news like this and this and this. Man, I'm so used to this freedom. Trust me, I always think about that sometimes. I'm like, man, if I wouldn't want to be in the mainstream media. Like, bro, no, 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 no. I'm okay. I love the way we flex. I love the way we're so free to talk. I love the way I can express emotions. I love the way I can go back to stories, things I've spoken about, unfiltered. That's what makes my work all literally my work very interesting and adds passion to it. But much love, family. We're coming to the end of today's conversation. But before I wind up, I want to share, of course, the 1, 2, 3 supplements that we have. You can get on our Black of Fire Network application on the BHFN Sports page. We say here, your health is your wealth. Stay healthy, stay organic. You need it, we have it, come get it. And in case you're looking maybe for some merchandise, we also have an active apparel store. You can get yourself some hoodies, some t-shirts, some shirts, glass wines, whatever you'd like. And of course, all goes at a very affordable price. You can also pay slowly, or you can pay immediately, and it will be delivered to your house. But with that being said, listen to the benefits that you can get from something like Brain and Focus Formula. Ensure you have the revolution mindset. Okay?
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just 1 capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yeah, so much love, family. Have yourselves a beautiful day. For those who shall be catching this on a replay, hope you guys get to enjoy. Let us know what are your thoughts regarding the revolution that is currently occurring in Africa. And to be specific, DRC Congo people who are finally, of course, taking matters into their own hands. Something that personally I'm super happy about, because I've been asking who's going to save DRC Congo, but it seems like they themselves are ready for revolution. So much love. Thank you so much to Jiba Jaba. Have yourself a beautiful day. And to those who have been there silently listening, I hope you guys enjoy the rest part of your day. Everyone,